Live from New Bedford, ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. Also, of good times, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's your host of the show. He is Big Beefy E. He is Mr. Shenanigans and the elder statesman of the Rant and Rave podcast, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Episode 1512 of the show. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about what happened last night on Forbidden Door. Before we get that, though, I have a little bit of an announcement to make. I know. Now, usually, traditionally, every single time we have July 4th, I used to go see the fireworks, and I used to do a little video before, during, I think last year was during, doing the fireworks thing, and then afterwards. But this year, it falls on a Thursday. And Thursdays we do Rant and Rave. And since I am a member of the Rant and Rave podcast, excuse me, and with a lot going on, a lot happening, for this year I'm going to forego, unless they reschedule it, if rain happens or anything like that, I am going to forego going to see fireworks this year. So you're going to have to wait until the traditional Roadside Shenanigans 1999 starts when I go to the Wellness Festival next week. Yeah, it is next week already. Holy mackerel. So, with Rant and Rave, because we have two very important WWE PLE events coming up, we get to make predictions for both the Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave. That's a huge deal. Back-to-back events, and because of all that, I am going to forego going to see fireworks here in New Bedford this year. I know it's gonna be like the same thing every day, unless it's a family outing and everybody in the family wants me to go. That's the only time I'll go. And I'll probably do something then, and then I'll probably. But for right now, when it comes to me, I'm not going to see any fireworks this year because of, plus with my car needs some repairs done, and even though it's drivable still, but because I was supposed to have that inspection sticker done last month in June, but this is July, and I don't want to risk getting pulled over for that, but. If I did get pulled over, I'll probably tell the officers, hey, I got some parts coming in. They'll get it fixed, and hopefully, my dad will be taking care of that. So, and because he also bought himself a Highlander just like mine, so only his is a year later than mine. His is 2004. I got a 2003. So. We're a 20-year-old car in good conditions. Okay. So bottom line is this Thursday, I will not be going to see fireworks. And I have decided to, even though I love fireworks and all that, I thought, great July 4th tradition. But with everything going on, plus Rant and Rave happening this Thursday, unless it rains and it's postponed to a later date, that's all there is to it. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. I know, excuse me. And it's been, like I said, it's been a crazy week, crazy times, crazy summer. I'll talk about how crazy a month June was on my next episode for the Shenanigans Statements of the Statesman to my final thoughts for June of 2024. But we're in July. We're going to get going with the Forbidden Door. What happened last night. And it'll start off with a 0 hour. The Acclaim did address the Elite, and they say, hey, we got Hiroshi Tanahashi backing us up. You guys are going down. And then this matchup was added last minute. Serpentico versus Kyle Fletcher. Now, Kyle Fletcher is a former Ring of Honor television champion. He lost the title this past Friday night at an event in Mexico, CMLL event in Mexico, to Atlantis Jr. Atlantis Jr. is now the Ring of Honor television champion. Then, and Fletcher, full of PMV in this matchup against Serpentico. Fletcher ended up winning that matchup. And then you get the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matchup. The Kings of the Black Throne representing the House of Black. Brody King and Malachi Black. Now, Buddy Matthews is not there, obviously, because one, he's hurt and injured. But two, he recently got married to Rhea Ripley. So, they're going against Prince Private Party. That will be Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Gabe Kidd, and Roderick Strong. And the team of Tomohiro Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly. And the Kings of the Black Throne ended up winning the matchup. Now, I saw the post comments from Forbidden Door. Despite the fact that Gabe Kidd and Roderick Strong were having an argument or something like that during the matchup, they like what they have here. He says, well, we got to get the other on the same page next time. Will Nightingale and Tam Nakano took on a team of Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe. Nightingale and Nakano did pick up the victory in that matchup. Battle of the Brit Babes in this Owen Hart's women's quarterfinal. Mariah May took on Saraya. Tony Storm was in the corner of Mariah May. While the lovely Harley Cameron is in Saraya's corner. A couple of lovely Aussies in each of their corners. But Mariah May ended up winning the matchup. Won the matchup. Hikaru Shida was watching the match in the back. As you know, the winner of this current matchup, will take on Hikaru Shida in the semifinals of the tournament. And then as Tony Storm was celebrating with Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa was celebrating, but then continues to argue with Storm. Well, how that will translate in the main card, we'll find out for sure. Trios matchup. Los Ingobernables de Japan. That's Titan, Yota Tsuji, and Hiromu Takahashi to take on the team of the Lucha Brothers. That's Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix again, and Mystico, formerly known as the original Sin Cara. And Mystico and the Lucha Brothers did end up winning that matchup. The Forbidden Door in Long Island, USB Arena. MJF took on Hechicero. MJF, the Long Island native, the hometown boy, ended up winning that matchup. Trios matchup. The Acclaimed and Hiroshi Tanahashi took on the Elite. That is the tag team champions, the Young Bucks. And the AEW Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. The Elite ended up winning the matchup. And then Okada went to go attack Tanahashi, but Billy Gunn chases him out of the arena, out of the ring. Men's Owen Hart quarterfinal matchup. Battle of Dragons. You got the Rampage Dragon Shingo Takagi going against Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. And Danielson ended up winning that matchup in the quarterfinal. He'll be facing Pac in the semifinal. The AEW Women's World title on the line. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa, my two favorite ladies. Mariah May was sitting at ringside watching the matchup. Tony Storm retained her title. But then both competitors decided to shake hands and hug after the matchup. And they all became great friends. Oh, happy day. My favorite. So those trio young ladies, well, they'll be watching Mariah May's back. Orange Cassidy took on Zack Sabre Jr., and Zack Sabre Jr. ended up picking up the victory there. Second trios match of the night, Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata versus Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. Despite the fact that Jericho and Big Bill have Jeff Cobb, Hook, Joe, and Shibata won the matchup. TNT title on the line in the ladder match. Mark Briscoe, Konosuke Takeshita, Dante Martin, El Fantasma, Leo Rush, and Jack Perry all battle it out. But in the end, it seems like the Elite's got more gold because Jack Perry is now your new TNT champion. Oh boy. The Elite, we're never going to hear the end of it now. You got the Young Bucks as tag team champs. You got Okada as the Continental Champ. Now, Jack Perry's the TNT champion. We're in trouble, folks. We're in trouble. Title for title, Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Fakir. And Mercedes Moné wins the title of the New Japan Strong Women's Champion once again. Two-time champ. And retaining her TBS title. But returning, Britt Baker came out to confront Mercedes Moné. It seems like Britt Baker's got a lot to say this coming Wednesday on Dynamite Beach Break. And for the final two matches, Jim Ross joining on commentary as the IWGP World title. Jon Moxley against Tetsuya Naito, the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japan. Naito ends up winning the title again for a second time. Excuse me. AEW World Title on the line. Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. Jim Jones decided the rapper decided to introduce Swerve to the ring. Now there were two observers to this matchup: Daniel Garcia in the stands and the skyboxes. Meanwhile, MJF was watching from the back. And Paul Turner, the referee of that matchup, got knocked out. And Don Callis offered Ospreay a screwdriver. Excuse me again. Prince Nana stops Callis from interfering as Aubrey Edwards steps in as the second referee after Paul Turner is KO'd. And in the end, Swerve Strickland retains the AEW World Title. And Swerve Strickland offered words of comfort to Will Ospreay, which is the card overall pretty good. And all I can say is this, man. I'll tell you, you're talking about over almost 6 hours worth of wrestling. That's crazy. So, hey, hey, whatever, you know. So, that's all the time we have on the show. Episode 1512, Forbidden Door, 2024 Event Center. Great event overall. Like I said, I'm glad to see Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm become friends after the matchup. So that's the case. Up next, I'll talk about what happened in June 2024. What my thoughts on it and stuff. And we're ready to go. And then on the next episode after that, some Tic-Tac-Toe. Martindale Monday, the 1st of July, 2024. Thank you for tuning in. And like a friendly reminder, there will be no roadside shenanigans this coming Thursday due to the fact that I have Rant and Rave. We get two events, WWE Premium Live events that we have to do picks and predictions for. And I'm sure I want to be there. And not only that, though, because of my car, the situation and all that. So we'll see what happens then. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.